Greetings, it's Dr. Jeffrey Guterman, and in this video I'm going to be talking about shyness. Now, I've had various requests on topics that people would like me to talk about, and one of them is the topic of withdrawal in social and work situations. So I thought I would address this from an REBT perspective, REBT, Rational Emotive Behavior Therapy perspective. And in REBT, we often use the term shyness to refer to this problem. But Albert Ellis, my first and greatest mentor, the originator and pioneer of REBT, said, "Why use nice words like shy when we really mean scared?" But there are other terms such as withdrawal, avoidance, procrastination, anxiety, but they all mean that we're not getting what we want, which is to be able to approach and be involved with other people, because we are social beings in both social situations and work situations. Now, in this topic, we're talking about shyness, and shyness corresponds to irrational belief number one, which is the escalation of the healthy desire for success and approval into a demand. And that's the essence of REBT. The essence of REBT is that humans disturb themselves, going back to insight number one, that we largely create our own disturbance, we largely create our own feelings. It's that humans disturb themselves through escalation of healthy desires into demands, commands, musts, shoulds, have-tos, and needs. And these healthy desires take the form, among other things, of success, approval, for other people to treat us well, and for the world to treat us fairly, and for conditions in the world to basically be tolerable and fair. However, humans also have a tendency to escalate their healthy desires into demands, and that's when they get into trouble. And shyness, in particular, corresponds to irrational belief number one, which is the demand for success and approval. So yes, it's very nice to do well, to be competent, to come off well, especially in social situations and work situations, but you don't have to. And it's very nice to be approved of by others, people who are important to us, for them to think well of us, but we don't need it. Correspondingly, it would be nice to not mess up, to not fail, but because we're fallible, imperfect human beings, we do. But humans demand that they always succeed. They demand perfection, and that's when they get into trouble. The same thing is humans demand that they not be rejected, even by a stranger that they may meet in a social situation. Now, as I've said, I was a client of the founder of REBT, Albert Ellis, and he told me the story of how he overcame his own pathological shyness when he was young, many, many years before he developed REBT. And the way he did it was to go to the botanical gardens in the Bronx one summer every day, and no debate, he decided, I'm getting over this shyness, and he decided to approach every attractive woman he saw at the park, and to approach them, smile, and make a statement. And he actually would have pleasant conversation. And then eventually he would ask them out on a date, and he only made a date with one, and she didn't show up. And he went on to tell me that he completely got over his fear of rejection, and as he said, he stopped giving a crap. So when I was seeing him as a client, he told me to do the same. I didn't approach hundreds of women, but I was pretty shy, and I literally forced myself to do what he said: approach, smile, and make a statement. And the first time I tried it, and I reminded myself of what he said. He said, Jeff, if you're the first guy who dies from approaching a woman, we here at the Institute, he was referring at the time to the Institute for Rational Emotive Therapy in New York City, we here at the Institute will throw you a very nice funeral. And I would say I completely got over my fear of rejection, and I was able to approach and be myself, which is imperfect, and make mistakes and have a ball like everybody else. So if you have problems with shyness or withdrawal, a first step is to gain that very first important insight that you largely, not completely, but largely are creating the shyness, the withdrawal, the procrastination, the anxiety yourself. And what are you telling yourself to do so? Are you telling yourself that it would be just a pain in the ass to be rejected, or are you saying more than that? I think if you're feeling anxious and shy and withdrawn and inadequate as a human being in social situations, both at work and in your social life, underlying is irrational belief number one: I have to come across well, which you don't, because you're an FHB, a fallible human being who can't always do well. And by the way, if the Martians came down here and saw you, an FHB, a fallible human being, actually demanding to be perfect, they would die laughing. And two, you can't always be accepted by other people. In fact, you often aren't. Why? Because they have ideas in their head about you. So whether you're accepted or rejected really means something about them and not you. It's beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So give up the demand, retain the preference. That's okay, but give up the demand for doing well and not messing up, and stop insisting that other people always think well of you and not disapprove, and then just go out there and dare to be yourself. Just be yourself and have a ball. And by being yourself, that means doing what you want, doing what you really want in life, and not doing what you really don't want to do in life.